Online at iriejamradio.com.
It's Irie Jam Radio Sports.
Sports Caribbean. Sports.
This is Irie Jam Sports, and I am Eroll Walters.
Next on the decks.
Irie Jam Radio Sports.
So excited, you made my day.
Sports Extra.
The World Athletics Championships in Tokyo.
And now sports commentary.
I'm Eroll Walters. Tune in with Amelia Sports, Daniel Jarrett, and Kemal Forde on Irie Jam Sports.
97 point.
Number 1. HD3.
Live coverage of the World Athletics Championship.
IrieJamRadio.com.
Turn up.
Tell someone about
97.
The HD3.
Irie Jam Radio.
We will be bringing you all the news, all the excitement, all the attractions.
Sports Extra with
Eroll Walters.
Irie Jam Radio.
Sports. Tune in.
Irie Jam Radio Sports.
Coverage.
Celebrates at the line. That's a new lifetime best.
Unless you make them change ya. Facts. You have to stand for. I'ma tell you something, see? You see, if you know yourself, nobody in the world can change you unless you make them change ya. Facts. You have to stand for something, or else you go fall for anything and everything. Better know that. I'm so confident, me happy with myself, no need validation from nobody. Still the realest, to me sexy me up in my feelings. I'ma tell you something, see? You see, if you know yourself, nobody in the world can change you unless you make them change you. Facts. You have to stand for something, or else you go fall for anything and everything. Better know that. I'm so confident, me happy with myself, no need validation from nobody. Still the realest, to me sexy me up in my feelings. Big top ends, big investments, my business booming, real top girl trend. Yeah, my man need this, I me know me a that girl. Yeah, me know say me that bad. Face pretty, I'm a pretty too. I want the way Vicky full of stress no look good for me, so look good for me. Anything me put on, and me make that look good. Look good, work hard, bank account can't stop. Look good, yeah, me man need this. Nah, change no matter the achievements. Cause I'm so confident, confident, confident. Yeah, me know say me got it. I'm so confident, confident, confident. That I feel me dirty, I bet them a chat, me no answer them, a sponsor them, I look forget. Attitude of black traffic, right now me out for them. If you not like see me then block me then, hey. What's in I play with it, I play with it, no play. Every top you love the power, for take your man away, sex.
What a song to start the show. Let me ensure that we are in fact connected. Yep, we are connected. Coming to you from the sun-drenched shores of Montego Bay, Jamaica. It is another episode of Roddy for the Road. And I'm your host, your presenter, your DJ Roddy G. And on a Monday, you know we call it Motivational Mondays. Irie Jam family, walk on, what's good? How was the weekend? Or the one day we never rap? I mean like yesterday. When Kishian and Oblique shell down Tokyo. Silence some people. Hey! Where bad mind I go? But it's a brand new day. It's a brand new episode, Roddy for the Road. Right here, across the New York tri-state area on that 97.1 FM HD3. And globally, streaming 24/7, www.iriejamradio.com. Shout outs to the folks who take us on the go. All courtesy of a mobile app, whether you got it in the Google Play or Apple App Store. It is the only way to take full advantage and appreciation of tonight's show, because we're giving you comprehensive coverage of the Tokyo Games. And tonight is a very, very special installment. People, we have superstar in the building. I'm not talking about Eroll. Gotta say good afternoon, good evening to Eroll Walters, Daniel
Good evening,
Jarrett,
sir.
Kemal Forde, and a very, very special guest. I'm going to allow Eroll to introduce them. Irie Jam family, it is Ready for the Road, but it's also coverage of the Tokyo Athletics Championships, World Athletics Championships. And with that, I bring in the panelists led by our chief sportscaster, Eroll. Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Roddy G, good evening, good evening. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
And as usual, I give you the pleasure and the privilege to introduce your panelists and your special guest.
Thank you, sir. So, yes, absolutely. As you know, I'm joined by my co-presenters, Daniel Jarrett, Kemal Forde from Amelia Sports, and I have the pleasure of two distinguished ladies. I have our current Olympian and World Athletic Championship, Samantha Hall, and I have an incredible lady who is doing massive in the world of middle and long distance running, who runs a not-for-profit, really trying to develop that area in Jamaica and the Caribbean. So tonight's discussion is going to be exciting, interesting. We're going to learn about Samantha and her journey, and Heather is going to tell us all about long distance running, middle distance running. And my co-presenters, Daniel is going to be telling me what's going on out in the tracks, out and about in Tokyo. And my encyclopedia, Google, Kemal, is going to tell us, how comes we had 0.03 of a second split on the marathon and a 0.05 second split on the 100 meters. How can that be? A marathon, 50 Ks, 26 miles. And it came down to 0.03 seconds. So, DJ Roddy, I'm handing it back to you.
Thank you so much. So, Irie Jam family, is going to be an exciting evening. It's going to be an evening of information. But before I hand you over to the sportscasters, I got to send a big shout out to Samantha Hall. Let's give her this one. This is my selection dedicated to you.
Entertainment.
Ashensia, Ramesh ENT. No man can't say me ever beg him, I know my style that. Put me Kyle to him out, me we flop that. Hear me have me when I'm money, yeah me got that. Oh oh, oh oh. And as me step in, every girl I feel like chat. Can't chat to my face, only behind back. Some girl I walk for them one, just for mine, man, that's a no-no. Oh 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 oh. Me no depend on nobody because me have me money. Can't tell me how to spend it cause I feel me money. No depend on nobody because me have me money. Can't tell me how to spend it cause I feel me money. Independent gal, real number one trending gal. Now fi check when me spending gal. Have me one house now fi boom fence gal. Independent gal, real number one trending gal. Me no dependent gal. Have me one house now fi boom fence gal. Me a one jail when I need jack pa my hill up on my wrist, ice like a freezer, I'm just a chill. Plus my pretty and I have my education. Now bright yourself, cause my attitude stink like pagan. Couple mil, yes see them in a recall. Different currency, I travel like me at the trafficker. Them say me hype, me a feel off. Them lucky some in a show off. First thing in the morning, when I wake up, thank God for life. Look in the mirror, say yes I'm the best. Best, way too blessed. Yes, I'm the best. Way too blessed.
She is blessed and highly favored, and we are so proud of her. That is how I hand over to the team for the discussion inside tonight's episode, Ready for the Road. I join you back in about a few minutes. Eroll, please take it away.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to yet another evening of the World Cup Championship You know, I am honored to be here tonight. You know, wherever you are, good evening, good night, good morning, because I know folks are tuning in from across the globe in Japan. So, good night, good evening, good morning. You know, I have the pleasure of having Daniel Jarrett, Kemal Forde from Amelia Sports, and I have the wonderful Samantha Hall, who's going to tell us about her journey getting here to Tokyo. And I have Heather Phillips, who's going to tell us why we don't have middle and long distance runners. And Kemal and Heather are going to battle because Kemal is going to tell her when the last time we had a long distance, middle distance runner, and Heather is going to say, listen, you know, we need to do better. So, you know, listen, I want to bring in Daniel to start with. Daniel, what has been going on today?
Boy, a
The
lot of
hurdles,
things.
hurdles. We got to
The
start with.
hurdles.
Yeah, we talked about
Well,
the predictions last night.
Okay, guys, let me tell you this. Kemal, I got two of my predictions right? Give me a round of applause, man. Toby Amusan in second and Grace Stark in third, right? As it relates to first place, guys, I'm going to be honest. Biggest surprise. I am really shocked as to how it is that Ditaji Kambunji came through victorious, running a national record at that. But to be honest with you, Kemal alluded to it yesterday. When it comes on to something like the 100-meter hurdles or hurdles overall, it's not an easy race to predict due to the fact that you have barriers in front of you, or the athletes rather have barriers in front of them. And, you know, just one mistake can really cost you the race. We saw that with our very own Danielle Williams, right? I think she hit a hurdle. I think it was the second hurdle that she hit. And after that, she just, the race literally just left her. But a big shout out to Masai Russell as well. I've spoken to her on quite a few occasions, you know. But to see the top three, I mean, two was expected. Toby Amusan, the world record holder, running another 12-2 for the season and coming out in second place. And in third place, Grace Stark, actually running Megan Tapper's time of 12:34 to be placed in third. But today was all about Switzerland's Ditaji Kambunji. Trust me. And for the persons who are live on Omilia over on Facebook, I know that you guys really love Kambunji. So hats off to Kambunji. There were a few. I'm not sure if you want me to take on the heats of the 4 hurdles and
No.
the
So
400s.
let's stick with the hurdles. So Kemal, you touted Kabunji. So tell us.
Yeah,
You know,
the writings are on the wall. If you've been watching her season, she went to the European Indoor Championship over the 60-meter hurdles. I think ran the national record there, 6.67. Oftentimes, indoor performances, no matter what event that you do, could be the shot put or discus, it doesn't necessarily translate outdoors. Fortunately for her, it translated. She went to World Indoors, got a silver medal there. Went to the World Championship now in a 12:24. Excellent performance from her. It was very much shocking again not to see Masai Russell amongst the medalists, the Olympic champion. I have to give credit to Toby Amusan, who has based as a world record holder. This is her first big moment since that world record effort in 2022. Have to give extra credit now I'd say to Grace Stark of the United States, reason being a few seasons ago competing for the University of Florida, should have broken her leg at the SEC championship, was out for the entire season. Her doctors told her that, hey, the chances of you coming back to becoming a competitive hurdler would be slim. By the time now, in 2023, was a part of some I'd say historic races in the NCAA with Akira Nugent, Alia Armstrong, and Masai Russell. To see her last year Olympic finalist coming fifth, this year World Indoor Championship coming fifth, and then fifth again, just culminated into a bronze medal, similar to effort to that of Didi Trotter of the United States, who came fifth in her first 2-meter championship and finally got a bronze medal in 2012. Fantastic performance from the ladies, and again, it shows the level of depth that we're seeing now. Where 12-3-4 gets you bronze medal, 12-2-9 gets you silver, and 12-2-4 actually gets you gets you first. And excellent performances all around.
So what happened to Akira Nugent in the semifinals? Because we were expecting big things from her. Daniel, what happened?
I am not really sure as to what exactly happened. I would just put it out to the fact that hurdles is just what it is. Hurdles, you know. You have barriers in front of you, and one day you might do great and run 12:31, and the next day you might just hit a hurdle, or you might not coordinate properly, and then the race is just gone, leave you. I think that was what happened. But a big shout out to Akira. I love her energy. I remember actually doing an interview with Akira, and she literally took the mic. I was interviewing Akira, Dos Santos, and Roshan, right? And she took the mic and took over the interview. I just had to just get up and just leave because what? You know? So yes. I literally thought that was Mundo Duplantis come on the live a while ago.
So Heather, we expected a medal there. You know, I'm sure when you did your permutations, your calculations, you had a medal from the women's 100 meters. What are your thoughts now?
First of all, let me say good night to everyone. Good night to the viewers, and thank you for having me here. And you're right. When I did my prediction, I did a prediction show last Thursday. And so far, I've gotten some right because for the 100 meters, I did say three medals, two from the men, one from the women. But as it relates to the hurdles, I actually had two medals, one from the female and, a little overly ambitious one from the male. So I did have a medal from our women. Not sure who it would have been, but and as Daniel said, it is the hurdles. And if you look at this event from 2001, we've had this year we've had 13 world championships from 2021, and only one person has won this event back to back, and that's Michelle Perry from the United States. So it's not an event to win. Daniel is another one who has won it twice, of course, 9 years in between. So it is not one of those events that you can bank on. And anybody who said that they saw Kambunji winning this race is lying. Anybody who said they had Kambunji to take the gold medal will be lying. But I must tell you though, I love the energy, and I love that I've seen where a lot of young athletes are actually stepping up and actually taking over the baton. And I said to some friends earlier before the championship start that I think we're going to crown a lot of new champions. And so said, so done. So far, I think it's just Duplantis and
Ryan
Crozer who have retained their title. So it's very interesting to see what is going on here.
Thank you.
Real quick, Dacres just joined. Can just bring him up when it's time.
Wonderful. So Sam, tell me something. Now, Frederick has just joined us, but what is the mood like? Because I know when you guys were leaving the training camp, was there conversation about expectations of medals? And what is the mood like? How are people? Euphoria yesterday with the 100 meters. Today we had expectations in the hurdles. What is it like in the camp?
At camp, they do not set any expectation for the athlete because for the mental, they don't want to, pressure them or anything. They said that to just keep focused and just keep doing what you've been doing and to just have fun. Yeah. So there was no expectation for us.
Wonderful. Frederick, thank you so much. Team captain, thank you very much for joining us. Now, your video has gone viral, okay? Now, were you given a bill for that table?
No, no worry. Taken care of by management. Sympathy.
So listen, that was some form of celebration. As the team captain, talk us through it.
All right. It was more like, all right. For me, it's like a vendetta thing, if you know what I mean. I had a whole thing against, the people them against who oblique and all of that. Because for 3-4 years now, this man has been, I guess, the top man for Jamaica in terms of like speed. And then you have young Kishian who come in and then whatever. But these people don't understand, say, yo, for win at the highest level is not anything normal. So you see, like regular people, them take athletes like one machine. So them don't understand the wagwan back and all that and whatever. So me been a try, me a crucify them people that say oblique I go do it and blah blah blah. From Kishian bust the blocks, say nobody now catch Kishian. The man been a finish well and all of that. We know say Kishian not go up on the podium either way. Oblique can win. Kishian can win. We just need to get past that one man. Right? So when we did there watch the race, it was a good start. But sometimes Oblique cramp in the race because him have a problem with that or whatever. So from we see him pass that man, we know say I did him dead. So I never even see the end of the race. So me don't know. Like I just reaction. It just happened. Me don't know. Me don't know what happened behind me. But the whole thing me know so Oblique they are second and they're right beside Akishi, and from that me know so we get the 1-2. That man made and now everybody else can go crucify themselves. Me don't really care about that. 2 man them up on the podium. Whatever they behind now, we work that out.
So as a team captain, when you woke up, what were you saying to the troops now? Because now, do you have to calm them down and say, listen, there's still work to be done? Because, we can't start celebrating so soon, can we?
No, so we're not regular people. We know so we they have to work. Like, that have a regular people thing. Either way, we'll celebrate again each other's win and blah, blah, blah. But when all is said and done, we they have to work. So, then I have to say nothing to the team. Remember, I said, they are big people, these are the best athletes Jamaica can pull upon. So, me don't even tell them what to do. The whole thing with they as a figurehead to say, all right, cool, I am the captain or whatever. Yeah, I'm talk to them here and there, the younger ones, but the big old grey balls want them like Sam and all of that. Them good, them know what them supposed to do and all. So, me don't need to say nothing much. Ask her about the speech.
Sam, what was the captain's speech?
I don't remember.
I don't even remember myself. Because the whole thing me remember say them civic speech. I said, I can't tell them big people here. Them people are, look man, them make it here. So what more me can say to them? I'm a king. Me are kings and queens, man. Make them do what them supposed to do. Them are big people.
Heather, you saw the video. You saw the celebrations. What were your thoughts on that video?
When I saw that video, I reposted immediately, and my caption was, "I have to love my athletes." And before I go any further, let me just say congratulations to Samantha for getting to that final. That was very tough. That was awesome. I was in my bed jumping for you, and I was like, yes. When I saw that final throw, I said, yes, she is in. But when I saw that video, I was like, yeah, have to love my athletes. And coming from Banjay, I say, yes, man, that's it. So it was awesome. It was awesome.
Daniel, so Dacres, so tell us about this guy. What are your expectations from him at the World Championships?
Pure gimmicks. Alright, sir. Well, I would have spoken to Dacres in Kingston. I think it was at trials. Other than the fact that me a bench press more than him. We spoke about the fact that he as he alluded to a while ago. They're pretty. Everybody is mature in the thing. He himself is also mature in the thing as well. The fact is that Dacres is an extremely talented individual, and you can just expect anything when it comes on to when he hits the ring, right? So when he goes into the ring, that's where the showdown is, right? So because he has done well for the country, he continues to do well for the country, he continues to lead the athletes, and that is something that is big. I'm really looking forward to him opening his encounter over there in Tokyo and just shelling down the place, right? So yeah.
So Kemal, so who should we be looking out to compete against with Dacres?
So we have the Jamaican newly minted national record holder, Ralford Mullins, NCAA champion, all round with the likes of the world record holder, Michael Salekna, who I think that young man is good, but he fumbles under pressure like he's a world record holder but doesn't have an NCAA title or an Olympic title, which is crazy to me. You understand? Like I don't know any other athlete who has been a world record holder, still in college but doesn't have a major title. I think based on how the competition looks this season, those two men should be having some fantastic competition. Dacres has been there, done that before. 2019 World Championship, silver medalist back in Doha. I remember watching that championship while I was in sixth form at the time. So yeah, just seeing Dacres Dacres has been there before. I think once he did those that he need to do, he can potentially be in that final.
So Dacres, how are you feeling? Tell us, are you 100% healthy? What will the fans expect from you?
Nice one. Like as in I started, training are good. Rhythm not all there, but let me just say, yeah, you call some name, but you miss some name.
Remind us, tell us who are we missing out?
You're mute.
You're muting.
You're mute, Dacres, man. Your audio gone.
Damn.
Your audio went, Dacres.
We're not hearing you.
I think we're having
you guys hearing me now?
Yeah, we're hearing you now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're hearing you now. Well, you're gone again.
I joke, just tell me that. No, man, but me I say, like, you have, like, no, like, this is the best generation of throws, like, in history. Like, and I'm talking about, like, since this thing here, there has never been a field like this. So you have young Ralford, you little young killer. You have Alec now, a next young killer, because two of them there in the same era. You have Daniel Stahl.
Vet.
Daniel Stahl. You have Christian Che. You have Denny, who is the second farthest thrower. It's rough, but other than him, but as in, like, anybody can get beat because they don't know what can happen on the day.
I have a question for both of you guys, right? As sprinters, I remember when I used to do track and field, right? As sprinters, we gelled, right? It's almost like it was a family. And I also would have realized that it's also like a family when it comes down to the UTEC throwers, right? A separate family at that. How do you guys relate to each other as throwers who represent Jamaica?
You want to go, Sam?
Not understand the question.
So you guys, do you guys have like a family type relationship? How close are you guys in terms of relating to each other?
As throwers.
Oh, as throwers here. So most of us, it's like some of us are like from the same training camp. So like Dacres and Lloyd Gisha. So they'll be like much closer. And for me and Lloyd Gisha, we've been on many teams together. So it's like over time when we here together at camp, we just become closer and closer over time.
But Sam, so tell me something. So you got Dacres, and we have a plethora of throwers in Jamaica, but we don't have as many females. So what is how do you get your competition? Because I know Dacres knows that there's competition chipping at his heels all the time, you know. But for a female, is it lonesome, or what is it like? And do you ever train with the guys in order to get the practice that you need?
Not hearing.
Mom, you need to up your Wi-Fi.
So further. But in terms of like training in Jamaica, yes, I would say slow some because I'm like the only one training at the MVP camp as the only discus throw, as the only thrower there. So over time this year I had to like find my own meets overseas because I noticed that in Jamaica they're not producing enough train meets for us. Because it's like after champs, it's like, oh, we're done. They're gone to Pence, take like a 1 month break, and then it's like 1 month, one meet in May, and then one meet in June, and then trials. So it's like it's not giving us the preparation for this championship. So we have to like find meets overseas to prepare ourselves.
Wow. So Dacres, how do you respond to that? And what you, as the statesman, the elder statesman, what do you say to the federation? Yeah, but you are a leader now. So how do you address this, and what do we now say to the federation in terms of getting more competition?
All right, so the competition is based on who's there. So if it is that they don't have enough, also a director of the J3, so I kind of know. So is it because there isn't enough competitors in terms of like competitive for Sam to actually, have like a solid meet or whatever? It's really hard for you to have a meet with just like one thrower. Then, as she said, after pens and all of that and blah, 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 these children basically done. So she's literally left. So unless she can find like senior competition outside of Jamaica, she's normally by herself and all of that. So it's not really a J3's problem. It's more like if it is that they don't have the competitors to actually put out there to compete and give her a push, it don't really make no sense. And it's not like she's good enough for going to a Diamond League. A joke, so.
Sam, he's messing with you. When you see him throw a table at him.
No, no. But on a serious note, though, like she needs the meets to actually get the big marks to actually put in like a bit to get into the Diamond League. So you see how everything kind of correlate. So she have probably go to and get 2 meets, show 68 or 70 Diamond League C, and then now you have like you have Europe for travel, but some travel Europe already. So it's just you have to kind of find a way to do it. Yeah, you just have to find a way because as I said, the competitors are not in Jamaica. You have one. No, well you have Shadi, but 2 of them either way. So you have 68. But Jamaica have like some solid discussions in terms of females. They just don't come home, and them really don't. I don't know what they're thinking, but like them want to make national team because when they go and look on the amount of females that are actually putting out some good marks, some 50, whatever. Then when they see trials, they have 2 or 3. And I said, geez, man, like it look bad. But give it some time, it'll work itself out.
I have a question for Samantha first. As it relates to championship, when you were going into the ring for your qualifying round and you had that last throw to get that mark to get into the top 12, what was going through your mind as you walked towards the ring?
Well, I saw my coach at last minute, and then I'm like, okay, he came all this way for me. I can't just disappoint him. I just gotta go out there and give him
never come for she.
Make sure you make finals now, that me I tell you.
I've never not.
So that was coming to my mind, and also I told myself this is my 3rd World Championship. I hate hearing the word, oh, Samantha failed to advance. I'm like, no, I'm sick of it. Like, no, I'm not gonna like it.
Journalists can be kinder with their words. I do understand.
Can I say something?
Please,
Samantha could have chose 68. She just needs some time. Long run short catch. They might get it. She gotta get them 68.
Going back to the question that Eroll asked me, how I would fix the problem. I noticed something this season where I don't know if it was this season or it was before, but I had a show recently and somebody was saying we need to take the sport to the people. And somebody was suggesting why not have a discus competition in the streets? And I was saying why not have a discus competition on the beach? Because I think we need to find more creative ways to promote the sport in Jamaica to get the younger children to want to play the sport. So instead of just waiting until there's a trials or something else, let us find some creative ways throughout the season to bring it in communities and pull people's attention to it. And maybe we will have more people coming to it. We'll have more people coming home. And maybe the question we need to ask, as Frederick said, a lot of throwers are not coming home for trials. And the big question is, why not?
Frederick, so there was criticism of the Grand Slam that they were not incorporating field events, right? And it was a very well labeled criticism. What are your thoughts on that? Because Diamond League accommodates field events. So, Grand Slam.
But the Grand Slam is that, me personally, I've heard other qualms and everything. I don't go where I'm not wanted. Nor do I push up myself on things I'm not invited to. So, people complain about the Grand Slam and all that and blah, blah, blah. It's his thing. You literally cuss out people like, oh my God, why you don't invite me to your party?
Yeah.
I'm a person. No, I'm sorry, man. You have your thing, enjoy your thing, make it work the way you want to work, them win a bagger.
Stop it.
So them win a bag of money, them do them thing and all of that. I like to watch it.
But can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I add something, Eroll? Instead of us criticizing the Grand Slam for what they did for track, why not somebody else take the initiative to introduce a field event, Carnival? So
Heather, I'm going to hold you there. Roddy's going to give us a music break, and then we're going to be right back. So please, Roddy.
It is Roddy for the road. And I'm enjoying the conversation that is being spearheaded by our chief sportscaster, Mr. Eroll Walters, and his co-panelist, Daniel Jarrett, Kemal Forde, and his specially invited guest. We have Samantha Hall. I didn't get Heather's surname, but...
HP is fine.
HP is good. HP is with us as well. And in the spirit of competition and bossiness as Jamaicans, just like 5 minutes of music, like this.
Hey, you know them.
It is Motivational Mondays, Roddy for the road, special edition.
We're not frightened for nobody, but we respect everybody, and we better than everybody. So me we run where anybody. No boy no better than we. No boy no better than we. Step on me can and say, there's no father stand fancy. On a bag of long talking. Do something, and a bag of long talking. Do something, and a bag of leg tracing. Them wanna know when me have a knock, crocodile, man a boss. Make it light up your life like pepper light like Christmas or tomorrow. Make it shake, rock a back, but like you should have named Cape Time Flyer bag of that. I know say Russia I did not link up against Ryan like Pad we bad, Gaza pad we bad. Pad we bad, Gaza pad we bad. Pad we bad, Gaza pad we bad. Back foot, we a real bad man, them a camouflage. Me no know about league, we in a World Cup. And enough of
them not like how we hotter than thermos. Me see, they don't like when get a youth shell the world up. Where them a go do ya now? When the men pick them girl up. Where them a go do ya now? Are we still a win? Are we still a win? We still a win. We still a win. Are we still a win? Them girl keep the black thing shining. We still a win. Are we still a win? Unruly thing. We still a win. Are we still a win? Them fi don't say a worldwide thing. Right? One bag of gold medal pan me now. Champion boy, you know the damn thing. Pan a pour them a singing anthem to. Yellow moon. Man, man, shell me the goddamn boy. That's where everybody at the champion boy. Have a rich gal in the Hamptons boy. The bush never made in the champion boy. Now man, I do my song stars boy. Flight every week me at the goddamn boy. Yeah, yeah. Just bust up by a mansion boy. Champion me at the champion boy. Yeah.
That's just about 5 minutes.
Thank you.
I don't want to go much further because the conversation is so engaging, so lively, so insightful. And it's time to hand you back to Eroll and the entire team. So Eroll, you know what? I'm not going to get carried away with the juggling now. You guys ready to resume the discourse?
We are. Thank you. Thank you. Roddy?
It was my pleasure, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So listen. So this segment, welcome back everyone. Samantha is going to take us on our journey to the World Championship. And then Heather is going to tell us about her program for Middle and Dunction. Dacres, my brother, thank you so much for joining us. We are rooting for you. We are, you know, we are so appreciative of your service, and we are really rooting for you this week. So thank you so much.
Not respect, man. Oh, good. But at least. Come on, 5 people in place now.
Sam, please tell us about your journey. We want to hear your journey getting here to Tokyo.
Okay. So I want to start it off with Rajendra Campbell, shot putter, formerly for Jamaica. He has reached out to me since Paris about coaching me. I was skeptical of it. I'm like, you're an athlete yourself. How would you find the time for me? So we had our discussion on what is to be done through for 2025, the meets that we plan, the schedule, the program, the supplements, and all those stuff. So I go ahead and say, all right, I'll work with it since last year it was just only me. I didn't have any coach. I'm the only one who got myself into Paris. So I'm like, okay, I'll just work along with him. Since 2025, it started off shaky. So I would say, I guess I wasn't that confident. But over time, working with him, he has helped me to build my confidence in that you are much of a better athlete. You can do it. Our goal is to make the final. So I just go along and get there. So I get into meet. I make sure I qualify for the meet. I make sure I win my nationals. I got my first knockout title as a champion. And the next goal was like, okay, once I get to Tokyo, I need to make the finals.
So Kemal, when you look at her distance, you look at the distance that's won. How far is she? And
she's making a lot of progress in the sense that this should go well for her in the future. I mean, becoming a knockout champion, going to the World Championship, making history by becoming Jamaica's first discus thrower, making that Olympic, making that World Championship final just shows a lot for her. And I'm hoping that anybody listening from corporate Jamaica, this is a young lady that has a lot of potential, needs a lot of resources and a limited resources for field event athletes here in Jamaica. And just last year, the Olympics, despite the changes that have been made since with field eventers, this is really showing that Jamaica's a track and field, and the field is in all caps. This country, a lot of potential is there. We have seen Shanika Ricketts been waving the flag high for Jamaica since 2019. It's the likes of Kimberly Williams, those persons and everything, basically doing great things. Sajid Gale is still there, still doing great things. Then Richards in 2015, Frederick Dacres, we just had on and everything. And for Samantha, I'm just wishing you all the best and everything that you do. Hoping that 70 meters will come one day. Like, trust me, we're in an Olympic cycle. Like you basically getting competition in our whole, or getting into some of those means of us with the likes of Barry Alman and company. A lot more is there. This is just you scratching the surface. Trust me.
Daniel, what are you gonna do to raise her profile on Amelia Sports?
Well, for sure, we would love to have Samantha for an exclusive interview. That would be good, right? First and foremost, I want to highlight that I did not know that you train with MVP, but I'm a place, right? But one thing that I want to ask of you, Samantha, don't make Turkey come take you here.
Oh, yeah, Samantha, listen, that was a burning question. So, did Rahinja ever suggest to you? And I doorstepped Daniel yesterday, and he was like, "Eroll, don't do that," But listen, this is the platform to ask the questions that everybody's asking. Were you being asked to go to Turkey?
No, and Rajinga did this at all. His goal was to help me get into the final and to be a better athlete. Hopefully, to help me get sponsored as well. But at no point did he say that, give me advice. Turkey. No, he didn't do that.
Good. Good.
Wonderful. And Samantha, so your season. This is your season end. What happens now? What do you do now?
So right now, because next year is only Commonwealth, there's just only one competition. Because next year they're having this new thing called the Ultimate Challenge, and they don't really have throws. I think they only have one throw, which is the meal hammer, and then one jump, but everything else is just sprinting. So I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to see if I can.
You're targeting Commonwealth Games.
Commonwealth. Yeah. So right now I'm just thinking all right, if I can get me some sponsor or some financial assistance for going forward, because this year
so you had a scholarship from the JOA previously. That's where we met, right?
The sponsorship from the JOA was for Olympic last year.
For the Olympic, yeah.
Yes.
So have they reached out to you again?
No, that was just only for last year. This year, I've been reaching out to J3 for funding. They said they will get back to me. They haven't as yet this year. So I'll be talking to them again
I made a call for you today to the JOA president. And he said when he gets back to Jamaica next week, he'll be looking into something. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, and again, field event athletes is growing. I think this with the cycle of Jamaica's track and field, men's sprinting is back like it never left. And again, when you look at it now, I think a lot of champs coaches should be shifting from the sense that Jamaica produces good sprinters, but a lot of events in Jamaica from hurdles need company like Cancer Parchment. Can't say Jamaica's greatest hurdler of all time is not going to be racing forever. The men need company over there. Natoya Adela need company over the 800 meters and the 1500 as well. Nevaske, Tyrese and company, Samantha, Nayoka, Daniel Thomas, Dad, all of those ladies, athletes, need company. They need a lot of company over there. Trust me.
And that is a wonderful segue into Heather. Heather, yes. They need company. What are you doing in terms of middle and long distance?
You know, I love that segue from Kemal because I've always said that track and field is a broad sport. It is not just about the sprinting. So we need to set up systems to develop the sport from the sprints to the middle and long distance and the field. And it breaks my heart to hear that Samantha doesn't have the help or the resources that she needs, because I've heard it so many times from athletes. I've had athletes on my podcast saying, you know, I had to do it alone, or I had to hustle to in order to get money to fund my training and to get the stuff that I need, and the gym and the nutrition and all those things. So back to the middle and long distance program, I have been pining over
Heather,
our
Heather, let me give you an exclusive right here, right now, okay? That myself, Lowell Sports, Amila Sports, we will be working with Samantha. I will be happy to represent Samantha on her journey going forward, because we think that is so important. She's an incredible athlete.
That's awesome.
Samantha is incredible. She made the discus finals. Lowell Sports it will be a pleasure for me to manage you, Samantha, and I will bring in Daniel. Daniel has done an incredible work, and I
Wow.
tell you now that you know, we will do everything in our powers to raise your profile, to get you the type of support that you need to take you to the journey for LA 28 and for Beijing 2027.
That's
So
awesome.
And
That's awesome.
LA 2028, which should be the main goal. Not saying Worlds isn't important, but LA 2028, the big show.
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's
Ever,
awesome.
I apologize.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I love that because, as I was just saying, it broke my heart to hear that our athletes are trying so much, and the fact that you said that. So, Samantha, your first endorsement. Congratulations, my dear. Congrats. Resources will be coming your way. So, just for the middle and long distance program, Jamaica has been out of touch. The distance races have been distant too long. And if a lot of people can remember our first Olympic game back in 1948, Jamaica won a medal in the 800 meters. We started out in the 800 meters and the quarter mile. We came home with 3 medals, one in the 800 and a quinella in the 400 meter with Mr. Herb McKinley and Dr. Arthur Wade. 4 years later, 1952, we repeated that same medal haul along with the 4x4 in a record time. So I'm saying all of that to say that we are treating the middle and long distance like, I'm not sure if it's a stepchild anymore, because stepchildren are now being treated as if they are biological children. So we need to, and I'm calling out to the authorities to let them know that, look, we need to put some energy into the middle and long distance program. We have athletes leaving high school running. We have boys running 1 minute 48, 1 minute 50, that kind of thing, leaving high school with that time, and they have to be converted to other events because there's no resources to develop that area. And every time I watch a championship and see other countries around the world, I was gathering some data during championship, and somebody said to me on my program last week that Jamaicans are fast twitch people and it is not in our DNA to run the distance. And I said, rubbish. That's rubbish, because when I look at the world championship, Europe was very much there in the 10,000, the marathon in the 1,500 meters. Africa was there, Europe was there, Asia was there. Even Oceanic was there. North America, which is America, Canada, was there. So why is it that we cannot do it? Because we do
Daniel,
not have the system. Go
Daniel,
ahead, Daniel.
why are we not there? Why are we not there, Daniel?
Well, I mean, I'm not too sure, Errol. But yes, the resources is one of the is one of the issues. But what I really wanted to point out that is that I believe that this is now the genesis of the rise of distance races, right? Because I'm looking at some stats right now, and the distance races are really, really stepping up to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
In that marathon, 2 minutes 09:48 seconds, a season's best by Alphonse Felix Simbu, right? Now, second place, and I heard Errol allude to it earlier on. This looks
Point
like it was a
zero
photo
three.
finish down to
Point zero.
thousands of
Well,
a second,
Come
right?
on, come on.
0.003 and
Explain.
209, 2
listen.
minutes 09, 4:48 seconds as well.
Listen, let me just say, in track and field, 90% of the time, I'd say probably 99% at this moment, we only oftentimes get photo finish for the 100 meters, the 110-meter hurdles,
200.
and the 100-meter hurdles. 200 meters, yes, not necessarily very common, even though the US Championship, we saw like few ladies did 22, 20. In the men's
Yes.
overall, in women's, in the distance and middle distance, Jamaica has been doing well on the NCAA circuit on a whole with the likes of Nevaske Anderson, Tyrese Taylor, Rivaldo Marshall, as well. If you're counting the Caribbean man in the Handler band who attended your alma mater, Eroll, Jamaica College a few seasons back, has been running these fast times. And I think going forward, as much as we emphasize wanting to become sprinters and everything, a lot of events in the sport, they need athletes. You understand me? The distance events and everything. Jamaica has been there before. Jamaica had people like Clive Turlong, Keena Sinclair, Madra Herman, and all those persons representing Jamaica at the highest level, making global finals. Now we have people like Natalia Goldtapin, Adele Tracy, and all those persons. We have Nevaske and Tyrese on the team and everything. And Jamaica should be one of those countries where we say that, hey, we can be able to have at least 5 athletes breaking the world championship standard or Olympic standard with only 3 going.
Come on, just give me 1 second. I want to remind our Irie Jam listeners that the Irie Jam show continues at 11 p.m., which is New York time, but you can continue following us with our prestigious guests and my co-presenters on Amelia Sports, on the Facebook page, because we're going to continue the discussion, because this discussion is amazing. So all folks that are listening on the Irie Jam, please jump over to Amelia Sports on the webpage, because this discussion will continue. Thank you very much. Heather, please tell us now, what are we doing now? So now that you've understood the problem, right? I know you have your not-for-profit foundation. How's it going? Have you engaged Daniel? Daniel is my influencer on the street. Daniel does the most incredible interviews that is highlighting the cause in track and field, getting noticed by the federation and the powers that be, the sponsors. So here I'm introducing to Daniel. Daniel, I'm introducing Heather. Heather, tell us, what are your plans?
Funny enough, I've met Daniel. We met at the Grand Slam in
Yes, we did.
Florida, in Miramar. But the plans that I have, of course, everything has to do with money. I have a nonprofit organization in the United States, and it is geared towards the development of youths in sports that are lacking as it relates to resources. And my main focus is the middle and long distance program with a focus on Jamaica. Now, I have a proposal that it took me a year to put this proposal together with everything that it takes to run a sustainable and rigid program. And of course, the target is LA 2028. LA 2028 is what we're trying to target. In place, I already have the facility in Jamaica that I've identified. I've already have the coaches, boarding for athletes. Um, Everything is already set up. But the only thing that I do not have, and I'm sure if all of you take one guess, you will come up with the same answer, and that is a funding. Funding is the problem. Funding is really the problem because this nonprofit organization will take care of everything for the athletes throughout their development. So if we have to host them, we will host them. We train them. There's also a gym at the facility that I have identified and I've already got a go ahead for that. Nutrition, we will be taking care of their nutrition, their medical expense, everything. And Eroll, I must thank you too for that connection with Mr. Stamuda, who is the president of the JOA. I did send him an email and he liked the proposal, and we're supposed to be having a face-to-face talk. So hopefully after the championship, we can have a discussion on that. But he was very much interested in anything that will help with the development of our sport in Jamaica.
What about the Kenyans that you're talking to?
The Kenyan coach that I spoke to, he did give me some information, but he wanted to know if I would relocate a coach and his family. Now, that might be a little expensive to do considering that the funding is very low right now. But I have identified other coaches in Jamaica, one of them in the name of Mr. Oliver Haywood, who is also an Olympian and attached to the Jamalco facility.
Yeah. Kemal, so can we bring long distance and middle distance back to Jamaica? Historically, were we a force to be reckoned with? And do you think that it's worth going back into the schools with Heather to develop those talents?
I mean, as Heather said, distance running, middle distance running was a part of Jamaica's foundation. Again, we have seen where a lot of runners for Jamaica now just only want to stick to the sprints and don't want to do anything beyond the 400 meters, which is crazy to me. Again, I think one of the things that we have to teach athletes and coaches, it comes from coaches and parenting as well. Not everyone will become a sprinter. Some athletes will be great for the distance or middle distance per se. Sometimes, again, at the same time, some people will probably be good at the 8, the 4, the 15 and everything like that. And I think like going forward, Jamaica's high school coaches do not necessarily force an athlete to do an event because hey, you want points, say you want understand that and everything, but at the end of the day, is that you let an athlete and an athlete's natural ability basically decide for them per se. Like we have seen where a lot of athletes have seen that hey, I've only done this event because my school needs points and everything and so forth. And it becomes hard. Like they basically don't want to do it. You might have a high school girl now who loves the discus and her coach is saying, hey, do the shot put or do the hammer because we need the points. We already have a discus thrower. You understand? We don't want it to be in competition with our biggest discus thrower. And yeah, understandable, but at the same time, it limits the athletes, and we don't want any form of limitation going forward. Again, in a lot of talent is there in the distance and middle distance pool. Adele Tracy, Natalia Goldtappin, Rivaldo Marshall, Nevaske Anderson, Tyrese Taylor. Again, these athletes should be very much promoted and everything. The media as well should highlight them in the sense that hey, the same attention we give to sprinters and everything, show others the fact that yeah, man, you can see athletes, women like a Natalia Gold and Adele Chase run constantly under 2 minutes and everything. You have seen where the men's 800 meters taking a global turn, and Jamaica had to respond. Where we see now the national record broken several times, being exchanged per se with Nevaske and Tyrese, and that's the level of rivalry and competition we need where we can see a lot of Jamaican men, running under 145, 144, 144, 3. Even bringing in a national record to even 142 one day because it's coming.
Wonderful. Sam, So your end of your season. What are you going to do now? You leave Tokyo. Where do you head to?
Heading back to Jamaica and pretty much gonna be like on a short vacation, trying to figure out what is my next step. I haven't decided what I'm doing as yet or when to start training. So as I said, I'm just trying to get up as much as possible. Everything like funding, support, like trying to figure out everything from now so I can plan ahead for 2026.
Right.
So
Sorry. So you're gonna have a vacation to wind down, celebrate the success because it's incredible that you've made the final. So that is something to celebrate. And then so now what happens now that um your so coach is now moving to Turkey? How does that relationship work? You know, what are the plans there? Will you still be working with him, or what are your plans?
Yes, I will still be working with him, just the same method as in like we did both like in person session and over video session. Because this year I trained at his training facility, which is in the state, because he's based in the state, and I train amongst his like former college. I met his coach. They've been nice, so I want to make a shout out to the MSSU University there.
Mississippi
Um,
State.
yeah, they're the college athletes, they were like very supportive. I like them. They were like admired by me and inspired by me. So I'm like I'm glad I'm giving that impression to them. So I'll still be working with him.
Absolutely
Yeah, going forward.
wonderful.
So
And Daniel, so sorry, Heather. So Daniel, are you going to do this story on Sam
I would
and
love to hear her story. I would love to hear her story. So we should link up Sam at some point, maybe off of your vacation. I don't want to disturb it. So I would
Yeah.
love to hear Samantha's story, to be honest. Yes.
and Heather,
definitely.
your facilities, will that be accommodating field events?
To be honest with you, it will focus just on the middle and long distance for now. Because when I look at the field events, I see where field events is growing. So the next step now is to try and get the middle and long distance to catch up with the sprints and the field, because it took a while for field to get into the party. So now that the field is into the party, the idea or the mission is to try and get the middle and long distance into that conversation. So that's what it will be for now, just middle and long distance.
And Kemal, you were impressed with Sam, so you're encouraging her, right?
Definitely. Question Samantha. I know for sure that athletes normally approach the off season in a different way where the fact that there's not necessarily a major championship per se for some athletes is for sprinters for sure. They might take indoor seriously for to just get an indoor medal. Just I think indoors for a lot of athletes is just bonus per se, not nothing anything, but just to say, hey, I have an indoor medal and everything, because you've seen even someone like a legendary Chilean Fraser Price, where I think the only regret that I'll have from her career is that she didn't break Irina Prevalova's 692 in the 60. For you now, do you planning on scaling back per se, and with the intention of just being healthy enough and not necessarily training too much with it to preserve yourself for the next training cycle for 2026, 2027 for Beijing?
After my vacation, well, as I said, I haven't decided as yet. Would have to talk over with my coach what we're doing, what's the plan. We have to make sure we think of the meets as well, like trying to get into diamond leagues or some continental tour meets. So we would have to put that into plan as well and to work towards that, because as I said, Commonwealth is not as a like world champs where you get prize money. It's just like for a title. So for next year,
Bragging rights.
yeah, so next year is just like to get into those continental meets or a diamond league meets.
I have a
Samantha.
question. I have a
Yes,
question for Sam. Samantha, with the lack of resources and the fact that you have to be, it's hard to get the resources to condition yourself the way you want to. How are you able to stay focused mentally and still be able to deliver for country?
I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard. I've heard coaches saying that having a mental coach is very important. And
Yes. Yeah.
first, but looking at it, I'm like, you're right, because when you're on your own, you don't really think much. You're just in a calm space, so you don't put yourself in that competitive state. So when I was at my finals, I realized that okay, I've never been here. Um, it's like I forgot what I was supposed to do. It's like all my energy dropped and all that. So I'm like, I guess the mental thing is very important for athletes. So yeah, so going next year forward, I'm making sure that we'll have that in place. So to be prepared mentally, not just physically, because
Yeah.
sometimes we super healthy and then still messed up on the final or the prelims. So yeah, so that is like a very important thing for me.
Okay.
Daniel, what's going to happen tomorrow? We've got the men's hurdles.
Yes. Malik James King is there.
Yep.
Wishing him all the best. Of course, Eroll, you would be familiar with Malik James King. So he's going to be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he executes. Right. Unfortunate that Roshan Clark did not make it into the
He
final,
did
and
make it.
neither did
He
he.
did make
Did?
it.
He did. He's in the
He's in the
semis.
semi-final. He's in the
Semis
semi-final.
based
Yes.
on time.
Yes. Because okay, good. Because I was looking at the thing earlier on, and it appeared as if I didn't see a Q beside his name. But what I'm going to say is that quite a lot of persons, and this is me getting ears on the ground from athletes from all over, right? I spoke with Dos Santos countless amounts of times, and all Dos Santos does is sing praises to Roshan Clark. He respects and rates Roshan Clark to the max. A lot of athletes actually out there who are just shelling down the 400-meter hurdles, they have complete respect for Roshan. So against that background, I know that he has the capabilities to deliver. And I'm looking forward for that to happen anytime soon. So
So
all the
tell me
best to
something.
all the athletes who are going to step out there on the track, and all the best to all the athletes who have already been doing their
So,
thing.
so we're talking about Rashawn. So he came in as one of the fastest losers. Um, now the times that we're seeing are so fast for the 400 hurdles that is absolutely incredible. With the heat in Tokyo, Kemal, how are they able to keep up? We saw
Listen, I was very much shocked this morning when I saw like men running 48 lows in the heat this morning, because I'm like, why are you guys running that fast? Like it's 48, like bear in mind that I'm used to like 48.7, 48.6, even 49 flat.
Listen,
Basically,
Malik had to run 48.23 to get
yeah,
fourth place.
to basically obliterate his season's best that he set at the Jamaica National Championship. And I mean, this is just really showing that it would not be surprising to me if the slowest time goes into that final is probably like 48, probably 1 5 there, because these men are running. And again, because of Alison Dos Santos, Ray Benjamin, and Carson Warholm, the 400-meter hurdle is becoming like the 110 hurdle. So it's a sprint. Like these men are running 46 over barriers. It's crazy. And overall, like, the hurdles went well for the men this morning. We had the 110s as well with Tyler Mason, Demario Prince, and Orlando Bennett all qualifying comfortably in a very good competition. Competitive.
Come on, call it. Who are you calling for the 110?
The 110-meter hurdles, well, this might come as a surprise to many persons, but I think based on what I've seen all season, from a Jamaican perspective, Jamaica's best medal hope is actually Demario Prince. He has had a long NCAA season to factor in that as well. But again, we have seen where it is like a thief in the night. We have seen at the national championship. Will not count out Orlando Bennett as the Jamaican national champion, has won his first national title. Tyler Mason, I say, is now a veteran. He made his first made the junior team for Jamaica in 2014 as well. I would not be surprised if all three Jamaican men made the final with probably at least for the American, the reigning champion Grant Holloway hasn't looked as well. But let's see what happens. You may never know. A lot of these athletes are championship performers and can just show up.
Daniel,
while watching the heats though, it's funny because I thought Grant Holloway looked way better than Cardell Tinch, who is currently leading the world right now. But when it comes on to the predictions, right? I think that I was watching Orlando's race as well. Orlando Bennett, oh my gosh. Orlando looks really good. Orlando looks like he is prepared. But I'm not going to write off Kemal's prediction. What I want to say is that this is the hurdles. However, if I should pick a Jamaican again, I'm going to go on the other side of Kemal and say, yo, my pick for a Jamaican who could get a medal, that would be Orlando Bennett, based on how he was looking. But Grant Holloway looked as if he has the potential of getting on that podium, and not only just getting on the podium, but also winning gold.
He's
So I'm looking forward to.
Grant Holloway is actually chasing history because he wants to become tie with the legendary Allen Johnson to have 4 world championship titles. I have to give it to the man. He's the most consistent hurdler in this generation since winning the NCAA title for the University of Florida in 2019 thereabout, and has been riding the waves ever since then.
And I want to send a big shout out to the persons that I think Cardell Tinch is feeling some niggling on somewhere on his foot. But I also want to send a big shout out to Julian Alfred. Yesterday we got the news that she had a grade 2 hamstring tear and she will not be competing in that 200 meters. So her world championship journey has come to an end, unfortunately, and she is our Caribbean sister. And so it's just quite unfortunate. A huge shout out to Julian Alfred.
Absolutely. Heather, how are you calling it tomorrow?
Based on what I saw this morning, I am very cautious, with calling a winner. But this is the hurdles, and as Kemal said, Allen Johnson have done superior with this event. So I don't know. Holloway looked to me a little bit like he's struggling. Will he get it right on the day? Because they're having the semifinal and the final tomorrow or later on. So let's see if he will be able to put it together. But this is one of those races that I really cannot call. But if it should come down to a winner, I would love for a Jamaican to be on the middle of that podium. And someone talk about Demario Prince. A lot of people might not remember that young man, but he was in high school just recently, just a few years ago. Who remember him at the Caribbean Games where he was stripped after running that final? So I am looking for big things from the Jamaicans, but this is an obstacle race and it can go any way. So I will just wait and see. But I would love for Jamaica to be in it. And they're in it to win it.
Sam, we're going to ask you when you go back to the hotel or you're in the hotel, when you see them, please convey our best wishes. We are rooting for the team. You guys are absolutely incredible. The insight that we get from Daniel, the stats that we get from Kemal is really a demonstration of how well you guys are performing. And you coming on today, telling us your journey and the struggles, because sometimes people see, oh yeah, she's off to Tokyo. Great, it's a holiday, and not really understanding that the journey, the sacrifices you're making, and not having the right resources. So listen, I know Daniel is looking forward to doing that exclusive interview with you, getting your story out there, but more importantly, you know, make you that influencer that you are, because there's so many young women, young girls in high school, in college, looking up to you. You know, as Heather said, you know, the field events are as fantastic as the sprints, and we need to give it that level of respect. So, yeah, please convey our best wishes to the team. Please have a wonderful break holiday, and I know that you and I are going to be talking, because, you're a wonderful young lady, and it will be an absolute pleasure for Daniel and I to be working with you to make sure that you're on that plane, not only to Beijing, but to LA 2028 in a space that you're competing for medals.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me here, and I hope you guys enjoy
Listen.
the rest of your evening. And for the rest of you who are in Japan, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day as well.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man. All
Thank
the
you.
best.
All the
All the
best,
best, Samantha.
Samantha.
Right,
Thank you. So Heather, it was absolutely wonderful having you. We have to continue this dialogue in terms of middle and long distance. What you're
Yes.
doing with your not-for-profit is absolutely incredible. And if we're gonna have a team, then the team cannot just be sprinters. I asked the question this morning. Africans, we know Daniel, the Africans are big in sprint. When you talked about the sprints, you're talking about a lot of the Africans. So why are we not taking up that mantle of middle and long distance? So, Heather, the job you're doing is incredible. It's important,
Thank you.
because we can't put all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
And Kemal has told us that the stats are there, that we have a history in the
Mm-hmm.
middle and longer distances. So we just really need to go back to the schools and encourage them and say, let's, there's money to be made from distance running. Isn't that right,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel?
Yes, yes, there is. Actually, I just want to, every time we talk about distance, Faith Kipyegon comes up, right, in my mind, and how it is that she is really marketing herself. Her name is all over the world right now. So, yeah, man, really and truly, there's a lot to gain in the distance races.
Indeed. Indeed.
Daniel, Kemal, listen, when we started this journey, it was just an idea to come on, and we've had some incredible guests. Daniel, you bringing on Frederick today, Samantha. We had Noel on, we had Janet Silvera, and it's really becoming a platform to have an honest conversation about sports, not only in Jamaica but in the Caribbean. Heather, we would love to continue this conversation with you. My co-presenters, they are an amazing young men. Amelia Sports is that platform. When I looked at the viewerships yesterday, Daniel, it was going through the roof. Sponsors, if you want your brand out there, give us a call. This is the platform. People are now tuning in. We are getting the numbers. So tune in. Gentlemen, I just want to thank you. But in the background, we have our mysterious producer, Electra. We've never seen her. We have never seen this woman. We don't know if she exists, but she's our producer. And then we have the great Louis Grant, who is also working alongside Electra and steering us. And we can't not talk about our engineer, Nigel Durant, who comes on earlier on and gets everything working. And it's that team that has allowed us to do. Tomorrow, we have the team manager, Ian Forbes. And so, therefore, that's going to be scintillating, because I know
You know,
Daniel's going to have some questions for Mr.
Ian,
Forbes.
I'm a bridging, I don't want it to get me in any problems with Ian.
Just ask the right questions. I would love to give you some questions to ask.
Please
Yes,
fire the
yes.
question. Look, Ian and I are schoolmates, the blue, the fervent. So I'm going
Nice,
to be
nice.
very kind to him. Okay.
Please to ask about the alternates and ask about the SRY test. Please ask about those.
I'll do
Yes.
that. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yes. Yes.
But guys, listen, I just want to thank you for your time.
Thank you for having
for your
me.
knowledge. Thank you for for the engaging discussion, and we can't wait to do it tomorrow again. This World Championship is turning out to be fascinating. Listen, before we go, Hawker being disqualified. Heather, what is that?
I was asking the same question. Actually, I actually saw it on social media, and I was like, "Is this correct?" So I am still trying to figure out what happened. Maybe Kemal can give us a little bit more information on it, because I'm also clueless myself.
So what happened is that he got disqualified because of an obstruction in the last 100 meters, and the USA team tried to protest it, and the protest was denied. It was so unfortunate. I don't.
But how?
I don't.
So he literally. So I don't know. He was on the inside lane. I don't. Did they want him to go around? So he literally.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Was it an obstruction though,
But
Kemal?
is that illegal though, Kemal?
It's not illegal. That's according to them. And like, my thing about this whole championship is that the rules aren't necessarily being played out well, because you've seen a lot of obvious false starts and everything, and like athletes get the chance to run. And I know for sure that somebody like Devon Allen is watching this meet now should be very much upset and punching the ear after what happened in Eugene 2022.
Yeah.
Daniel, you saw the race, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the race, but I'm not sure if I would have seen an obstruction. What I thought initially was that he would have run off the track and run on the inside thing, because he looked like he was really on the inside. But I'm going to look at it and come tomorrow with some more information about it. But just before that, tomorrow we can expect the women's 1500 Faith Kipyegon. She has the world record, and hopefully she'll be going back for it. Tajay Gale from Jamaica, who qualified with the longest jump. He jumped 8:28 today to qualify. Of course, we know that he's the national record holder, right? Romain Beckford, Nikolai Williams also in the long jump, 8.15. So quite a number of Jamaicans are going to be in action tomorrow, and we're really looking forward to it, and a lot of excitement for that 1500 as well.
And the women's triple jump will also take the spotlight.
Definitely, and to kick off tomorrow for Jamaica as well, we have the men's 800 with Tyree Steele and Nevaska Anderson, the men's 400 meter semifinals with Delano Kennedy, the likes of Roshi McDonald, and what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting in that 800? Bovell McPherson.
Bovell.
In the women's 400 meter semifinals, we have the likes of Nikisha Price, Stacey Williams, and the Dejanay Oakley. All three of them sub 50 this season.
I'm going to make a prediction. Delano Kennedy will run a PB tomorrow again.
Would not be surprising, trust me.
Yeah.
Shanika Kiss, big up yourself.
Yeah.
Osborne.
Well, ladies and
Funny.
gentlemen, on that note, I want to thank you so much. It's been, again, riveting, exciting. Our listeners, our viewers have been given a feast of stats, of stars and what's to come and the predictions. And I'm sure they can't wait for tomorrow. So, gentlemen, we do it again tomorrow.
Thank
Heather,
you for having me.
Thank you so much for being delightful, wonderful guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Blessings. I will
Respect,
see you
guys.
all tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Electra,
take us out.
Online
Online at IrieJamRadio.com.